Hello everyone, I hope you're having a wonderful weekend. And I know it's not December yet, but I've cracked out a Christmas jumper just because it has sparkles on it and this background was so dull without some kind of colour. So that is my excuse. But I'd just like to really quickly start off by saying thank you so much for the amazing response on my last video. I filmed it in the hope that it would help some of you guys in your auditions in London, and I've had people comment wonderful questions and email me for more advice, and it's really lovely to see that my videos are actually helping you, and I'm hopefully making you feel less nervous as well. But I had some of you email me saying that your auditions are on December the 7th or December the 8th, and that is pretty soon. It's just under 2 weeks away. So I thought, I'm sure you're all very well prepared, but I thought it'd be fun to do 5 top tips for singers, or 5 top tips to make your life easier in the run-up to an audition. But we can't really fit that on a YouTube title, so we're going with 5 top tips for singers. My first tip is one that will hopefully help you with the text of your songs, and it's a method I started using maybe about 9 months ago. I was preparing for my end of year recital and I'd chosen to sing in 5 or 6 different languages, I think. Don't ask me why, I just love a very wide range of repertoire. And I found that it was sometimes quite hard to keep on top of the texts and the English translation. And I was walking to college one day and I thought I could be learning text while I'm walking. So I bought a tiny little notepad from CassArt, but you could go to Hobbycraft or something like that, WH Smith even. And I printed out the text of all my songs and I put them in this little book along with the translations. And as I was walking to college, I just flip onto one of the songs I wasn't sure about and I just read through it and then put it down as I was walking and repeat the translation back to myself and just keep doing that. And I found that I actually ended up learning songs a lot quicker, because sometimes when you're at college it can be hard to find a practice room, but you still want to be able to do something that will benefit your performance. My next tip is about the body, and it's so easy when you're thinking about an audition to worry and create tension, and we create tension in our body when we're standing on the tube or we're waiting for the bus or we're carrying a really heavy bag, and this can sometimes impede our singing voice. So I roll around a lot when I'm sleeping and I get quite stiff in the morning, and I find if I just release the tension in my body, my voice is automatically better, and I'm aware of little things like my pelvic floor and my support and not locking the knees. So I filmed a couple of exercises for you so you can see what I do. So I like to start with breathing, just in through the nose and out through the mouth 4 or 5 times, and this releases tension before I've even started and makes me feel really centered and grounded. Then I'll start by releasing tension in the foot and pointing my right leg to an angle and rotating my foot clockwise 8 times and anti-clockwise 8 times, making sure to keep my left leg completely relaxed and unlocked. And then I'll do the same on the other side. After that, I move on to shoulders, rotating them back for 8 and then forward for 8, and this really opens up my back and releases any tension I have, because that tends to be a bit of a problem area for me. Then I continue by rotating my arms backwards for, yes, you've guessed it, 8 times, and then forwards for 8 times, and this really starts to open up my back even more and gives me a tingly feeling down to my fingertips, which means that when I'm performing, my arms will be completely relaxed and they're just dangling by my side. I like to finish the warm-up with a few of these relaxed twists, making sure to let my arms just flap around completely naturally, not trying to do anything, and this releases any leftover tension in my back and it feels so good. I would normally try to do an extended routine, but in the mornings when you only have 3 minutes to spare, even the smallest number of movements can do wonders. Now this tip is a bit of a funny one, but I promise it will make sense. And that is, during audition time, don't feel bad about being selfish. When I was at school, I had a group of really close friends and we would do everything together, go to parties together, and one of the brilliant things was that we were interested in lots of different things, but that did sometimes mean that they didn't really understand the importance of a voice audition to me. And I would turn down parties because I had an audition the next day, or I wouldn't go out with them or wouldn't see them because I was trying to be mentally prepared for an audition. And that's totally fine. You don't have to give in to peer pressure. You can be selfish because vocal auditions are really important, and you don't just have to be in good voice, you have to be focused mentally, and you have to be, physically fit, all different kinds of things. And unlike musicians, our voice is all we have, and we can't go out and buy another one, so it's really important to take care of it. And it's okay to put yourself first in these situations, I promise you. Now, I've become more of a girly girl over the years, but at 18 I was definitely still a bit of a tomboy, and it makes me cringe when I think about what I wore to some auditions and competitions at that age. So I can't stress enough how important it is to prepare your outfits in advance. The only thing is, sometimes it's difficult to find a really nice performance dress that isn't going to break your bank account. And I take this little tip from a wonderful mezzo in my year called Rosanna, and she told me that she finds expensive dresses for half the price on eBay. She just types in new without tags, and people who've bought a dress from, say, Karen Millen or Hobbs but never really got around to wearing it are selling it for a lot less. And that's how she affords to have really nice dresses to perform in, which is a really neat idea. My fifth and final tip is that it is so important to eat right in the lead up to your audition. Now, this is a super personal thing, and I don't know your dietary requirements, but it is good to find out what you like to eat the day before for dinner, and then what you like to have for breakfast. So for me, most of the time I will have steak and green beans the night before, and then in the morning I'll maybe have an egg and spinach if it's an early audition, or if it's a later one I'll have some porridge. But it's really up to you. Try out different recipes, a few weeks before your audition, and see what you feel great afterwards, or maybe what makes you feel lethargic. And then you'll know that you'll have the energy and you won't feel ill or anything like that. I do have a few snack ideas that are available in the UK. I'm not sure about America, but I'm sure you could find an equivalent. And these are vegan snacks to most of my knowledge, but they're great if you're about to have an audition, but you feel this kind of pang of hunger, but you don't want to eat a huge meal because you don't want to be bloated and feel horrible. Now, I love to have trail mix. This is great, raisins and cashews and almonds and things like that. It gives you a little bit of energy, but it doesn't leave your throat coated in horrible sticky chocolate or sludgy banana. The next one are naked bars, which I have quite often, and I find them to be fantastic. It's literally just dates and cashews smashed up into a little bar, and I swear they do actually taste good. Energy balls are also a good option. I know they've become quite a staple, and there are lots of recipes on YouTube about how to make them, but they're also slowly starting to come into supermarkets as well, which is really awesome. So those are my 5 top tips that hopefully will help you in the few weeks leading up to your audition. And I'm hoping my next video is going to be a Q&A, because I've been receiving lots of wonderful questions from you on my email and in the comments of my previous video. But if there's anything that you want to ask me that you badly want to know, pop it down in the comments of this video and I shall do my best to answer it. But please do like and subscribe, and I will see you all very soon.